me to tell a little story, and she wants to hear about times long ago. And when I was young, about, must have been 10 years old, because I was at the very junior school. In those days, I don't know if it's the same now, but in the summertime, you had what seemed to be a really long holiday, about 7 weeks. And it came, the holiday time came round, and about a week into the holiday period, I was with some other young friends, and we're all out, and people used to go out and play in the fields because it was a very rural sort of setting. And there were a couple of houses, and there was one that had a front garden that had been given over to, a very big front garden, been given over to vegetables and things like that. And in those times, we in England, we weren't familiar with what we call corn on the cob. That's the American type corn with the big head. This man was growing corn on the cob in his front garden, and we watched it mature, and then a couple of boys, we decided we'd try some of that. So we nipped over the fence and took a couple of heads of the corn. And at that time, one of the teachers that was also on holiday was on her bicycle going by. And she stopped. "What are you boys doing?" And she confiscated all these heads of corn, put them in the back of her, she had a little carrier on the back of her bicycle, and that was it. We were caught. Okay. And the rest of the holiday carries on. There's lots of things happen and all the rest of it. And then when we go back to school, we have every day when you're at school what they call the assembly. We used to all have to sit cross-legged in the hall, great big hall, and there'd be about, 150 children all sitting down there, and the headmaster would come in very dignified, and say, "Welcome back to school, children. I hope you've had a wonderful time," and so on, and give a little bit of a talk. And then he said, and of course, there were some boys that disgraced the school during the holidays. And, this is interesting. Sit there. And then they said, yes, one of the boys was Michael Cooper. He's my friend. Wow. And they made him go up on the stage. And I thought, wow. And then he said there was Brian Hutchins. That's another one of my friends. And then he a string of names, about five of us. And then at the very end, he said, and Donald Roberts. What? What's happened? And then, you had to go up on the stage, and then the story came out. The teacher that had caught us taking the corns had, made a story and told the headmaster and everything else. And then we all had to line up, and we got the cane to the joy of all the other children in the school. And it was a real embarrassment. It was the shock of, I'd completely forgotten about the incident, and also to be branded as this sort of semi-criminal. And then the teacher that had caught us happened to be the teacher of my class. And so, for a whole week, it would be like, and that we'll ask the naughty boy that steals the corn what the answer is. And it was an absolutely disgracing incident, really.